The chains were colder than the courtroom air. They bit into my wrists, small teeth of steel, each one a reminder of what I'd already lost. The judge's words still rang, clipped and deliberate, life in prison, without the possibility of parole. He leaned forward. "You're nothing but scum," he spat. From the gallery, my ex-wife's smile cut through the space like a blade. She leaned into the man beside her, her new husband, and kissed him. My children didn't look at me. Their faces were stone, their eyes fixed anywhere but here. I thought I'd already reached the bottom. Then the bailiff stepped close, his breath warm against my ear. "Sir, you might want to see this." He slipped a folded page into the judge's hand and whispered. I watched the judge's face drain of color. His mouth twitched once, twice. He looked at me differently now, like a man realizing he had just kicked a sleeping predator. He had no idea who he'd sentenced. Until now, it started long before the trial, before the headlines painted me a monster, before my children were taught to hate me. She'd been careful, my wife. I'll give her that. She kept her affair quiet, tucked away in the corners of business trips and late nights at work. I didn't see the signs at first, or maybe I didn't want to. The first crack appeared at a school event. My youngest called him Dad by accident. Laughter covered it, but something cold slid into my spine. Then came the financial shifts, bank accounts lighter than they should have been. Her phone face down every time I walked in. And the judge, always around. Fundraisers, dinners, that look they shared when they thought no one noticed. The divorce was inevitable. She took the kids, claimed abuse, fabricated stories, bought witnesses. The judge presided over it all. I didn't stand a chance. And when the criminal charges came, false, constructed, designed to finish me, he made sure my coffin was nailed shut. But people like him forget. I don't break, I build. While the trial moved forward, so did I, quietly. I hired no lawyers, no private investigators, not officially. Instead, I made calls to people I knew from another life, people who don't advertise. Phone records appeared first, his private number and hers, hundreds of calls, most late at night. Texts that stopped just short of spelling it out. Then came the travel logs, hotel bookings, matching dates. I didn't confront them. I smiled in court, nodded when they mocked me in testimony. Let them believe they were winning. Every day in that courtroom, I studied him. The way his eyes lingered on her, how her shoulders relaxed when he spoke. The private smirks they thought were invisible. Weeks passed. My evidence grew heavier. Financial transactions, photos, one recording, her voice, his voice, careless in a hotel room. But the last piece, that came from my last contract. Something only I could have. Something that could gut a man like him in seconds. The contract was my insurance policy, a document tying the judge directly to an offshore account, one fed by kickbacks, bribes, and laundering deals that would end his career and put him exactly where he'd sent me. I didn't hand it to my lawyer. I didn't leak it to the press. I gave it to the bailiff. Not to save myself, to watch the moment it landed. When the paper reached the judge's hands, he scanned the first line. His lips moved as he read, then stopped. He looked at me. I didn't blink. Her smile faltered in the gallery. She glanced at him, waiting for the gavel to drop. He couldn't move, couldn't speak. I saw it hit him, the truth of what I'd placed in his hands. The knowledge that his life, his reputation, his freedom were now balanced on the tip of my finger. They escorted me toward the door. The courtroom buzzed, whispers chasing the walls. I stopped. turned just enough so my voice carried. "Enjoy the honeymoon," I said. Her face drained, his jaw locked. I walked on, shackles scraping the floor. By the time they closed the door behind me, he would already be thinking about the calls he needed to make, the accounts he needed to erase. But it was too late. Every copy of that contract had already been placed where it needed to be. Not to free me, to bury him. The transport van rattled down the road. I sat still, the chains now loose against my wrists. Outside, the city blurred past, indifferent. I thought about my children, not the way they looked at me today, but the way they will look at him when the news breaks, when the truth is no longer avoidable. I won't be there to see it. I don't need to be. Some cages are made of steel, others are made of shame, and his will be far smaller than mine. I lost my freedom, but I took his life with me.